So you've got some exciting news. You're the most nominated solo artist for the 2023 Country Music Alberta Awards. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And it was noted today that you're also going to be performing, so you're going to have a very fun week.
Just saw that announcement pop up on my phone about 2 minutes ago.
When did you know all of this information? How long have you been keeping it a secret?
I found out when they announced the final ballot nominees. They gave me a call the next day and asked if I would be interested in performing on the show. And of course, I said yes.
Very exciting. Good place to show everybody the other guy.
Absolutely.
This weekend also you had a lot of fun. I see that you're part of the annual charity event here for that supports Alzheimer's. Tell me a little bit about how that went for you.
It was really good. It was the fourth annual Ride to Remember that I've put on. We had live performances by both myself and Corey Marks as a part of a Stampede City Sessions filming as well. So the entire performance is going to end up as a PBS, KSPS TV special, as well as it'll all be available to watch on YouTube in about 6 or 8 weeks, I believe. We had a ton of silent auction items donated from local businesses that we auctioned off to help raise money for the Alzheimer's Society, as well as there was an online donation form that people could donate through if they weren't able to make it to the event. And I'm excited to share that we raised just over $40,000.
Wow, that's great. What was your goal?
15,000.
Okay. So yeah, you must be pretty happy about that. So what is it about Alzheimer's that resonated with you? There's so many great charities out there. Why this one?
Growing up, my great-grandpa had Alzheimer's, as well as a couple of great uncles and a few different family friends. And to backtrack a little bit more even, I started out growing up in my dad's custom motorcycle shop, and I knew everything that he did, but my mom was a registered nurse at a continuing care facility, and I didn't really know what she did. So when I was 7, I asked if I could go in and volunteer and kind of see what she did at work for the day, and ended up really enjoying it at that age. Fast forward a few years, when I was about 14, I started bringing my guitar in and playing music for the residents and people who had Alzheimer's. And I remember playing a Johnny Cash tune and an Elvis tune. And there was a couple of residents there who were virtually unresponsive, very late stage Alzheimer's and dementia. And they completely lit up, started singing along, started clapping. And other than that, they basically didn't have any form of communication that they did on a daily basis. And so to see the impact that music had on someone like that as a 14-year-old kid, it had a pretty big impact on me. And so then fast forward a few more years, when I was about 21, 22, I was presented with an opportunity to start a charity event, which is how I started Ride to Remember, which was a motorcycle themed event, concert, and fundraiser for the Alzheimer's Society.
That's awesome. I love that the story. Thank you for sharing that. I know that's really meaningful. I love hearing about, people connecting with seniors. Seniors is my thing. I'm really close with my grandparents, and I love hearing about other people that are close and respect seniors as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back here to the music. The Other Guy, that's your brand new single, and it's going to be featured on your second album. How is this in relation to what else we can expect on the album?
I feel like in general, this is probably the biggest departure in a sense we've taken from some of the stuff we've released in the past in terms of lyrical content, as well as the production and how heavy and a little bit different this is than everything else. So I think this is going to kind of just widen the scope of what the next record is going to sound like. We'll have stuff that's a little heavier and stuff that's a little on the softer side as well. It's kind of setting the outer boundaries for where the next record's going to be.
That's really cool. So before we get into talking more so about The Other Guy, can you give me a little bit of a preview of it?
Absolutely. Last night in town, I saw you at the bar and the music was loud and you leaned in, asked me, what do you say we grab a drink, go 3? I said, where'd your friends go? You said they're gone, look at the dance floor. I love this song, started pressing your body into mine. Does your boyfriend know where you are tonight? You're giving me signs. I know you wanna cross that line, telling me it's gonna be all right. What he don't know won't hurt your eyes, putting bad things in my mind. This is wrong, I don't want to be right. Just between you and I, well, I could be the other guy.
Congratulations. Great job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I like it. Those lyrics are pretty promiscuous.
They are.
So, what led to this song? You have a story for me?
Well, my whole thing is you never ruin a good story with the truth. So this is about a night on the town that may or may not have happened. I feel like a lot of people have had this experience in their life where they're kind of faced with something, whether to do the right thing or the wrong thing. And sometimes the wrong thing feels like the right thing in the heat of the moment.
Yep. Aside from the story that you're not telling, what's one that you can tell about going out and doing something without the repercussions?
I think that's just a lot of part of growing up is doing a bunch of things that you probably shouldn't and realizing that there is consequences for the things that you do no matter what. It always comes back around in some way or another.
hmm I feel like as getting older, you get smarter each year and you think, okay, I know it all. I know it all. And then you think, man, I really didn't. And I've always been told that, growing up, oh, you think you know everything. But it's
Yeah,
like, okay, now what are we going to think now about the way we are when we're like 50, right? So
exactly.
yeah, it's interesting. And that you're able to, put this all through in your music and have that in your repertoire is it's gonna be pretty cool to look back on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And even now it's cool to look back on the songs that I've released leading up to this point and knowing what I felt in the moment as I was writing those songs and where I was at in my life and kind of seeing that continual evolution and growth as an artist.
Yeah. Was this song kind of quick to put together because it does tell a story?
It was. We ended up writing the song, I think, in about 45 minutes or an hour. We wrote it back in January of 2019, I believe. So I've been sitting on it for a little while, kind
Yeah.
of waiting for the right time to
Yeah.
release it.
For sure. The music video is also for that, and that is really cool. For anyone that hasn't seen it, it's pretty cool. And I think I've mentioned this a couple of times with my interviews that it's got to be tough to put out a music video these days because you want it to be interesting but different. And I think yours does, and it does tell the story. And I felt like I was watching a movie. Part of it you have in black and white. What was the message behind that?
It was kind of to distinguish for the first probably half of the video. I'm not in it at all. I'm just the performer.
Yeah.
And so it kind of distinguishes two different characters between the person telling the story and the person who's actually in the story. So when the girl in the video comes in and I'm sitting at the bar and you see us together, that's kind of the story that the song is versus myself, the character who's singing the song to you, to kind of differentiate that.
Yep. And I really like the style of it too. It's like the colors and themes, it's very aesthetic and it takes place in what looks like a speakeasy. So it's kind of got that little bit of a throwback, but also modern because it starts off and ends with like texting and stuff like that. I really like that. And I don't want to spoil this because I really want my listeners to go and watch it. I'm going to leave a link to it. But the way it ends, I feel like it could be continued.
It might be.
Okay.
I won't give too much away. That was kind of a bunch of us. We're sitting around trying to figure out how to end the video. So we need to find some way to keep them intrigued. Like, will there be more? And when we realized that there would be more, it actually tied in perfectly to the next thing that we had already had planned to go. And so we're going to be kind of joining these things together.
I can't wait for that. I will definitely be keeping my eye out for that. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Thanks so much, Alexa.